Time now is 8:15, just about 8:16. More often than not, it seems that sticks and stones don't break bones, but words, we know, they can really hurt.
Teasing has become a part of growing up, but we know we need to prevent that as we're heading into the school year. Bullying is no laughing matter, and joining us now to talk about bullying prevention is an expert international activist as well and author. Her name is Gabriella van Rij. Nice to meet you.
Nice to have you here.
Nice to be invited.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your background, and you also have a little bit of personal experience on the subject.
Yeah, I would say I feel like I'm an expert in bullying because I've been bullied from the moment I left the orphanage in Pakistan and I was adopted by a Dutch couple in the Netherlands. And in the 60s, you can imagine that we did not have a multicultural world like we do today. And so anyone that stood out a little bit got bullied. And I think it's actually your uniqueness that the bully notices and then goes after it. And because you know that you stand out, you kind of feel fearful.
And those verbal barbs, they hurt. They really hurt.
They hurt. I say to children when I do an assembly, it took me a lifetime to forget them. It really does. And suddenly when you hear them or something close to it, you freeze up still. But what I find, and that's why I went out there to talk in your schools today, is honest. Back then, it was terrible. And it took me really a long time to get over my own problems and issues, but I didn't hear of anyone killing themselves.
Right.
And today, that's why I'm out there.
It's a different thing. So,
I want to save those kids.
We were talking, we were both bullied as kids, too. Not probably quite as extreme as it is in some cases.
But I saw bullying going on. Yeah, absolutely.
Of the people and the research you've done, what is the percentage, do you think, of kids who are bullied right now?
I know the statistics say 28%, and that's the official statistics. But my personal opinion of what I see and what happens is 85.
85%?
85%. But the problem is we do not report it. So I do understand the statistic sides of it. But it is 85% because we've all been there. It's just to the extent of where it is on the scale of bullying, and that already in itself is terrible that I have to say that. But there are different scales. And when we were younger, I didn't grow up with a computer. I really didn't. And so the bullying continues.
All day long.
All day long.
It starts at school, and then, it just happens all day long because kids are on social media. So what do you think are some of the misconceptions that parents have about handling bullying? Like, for instance, I'm going to say when I was growing up, it was like, well, just toughen up. That's the way it is.
No. So if you have a child that is the victim at home, I would not say toughen up, because the moment you start saying that, the child actually is never going to tell you and communicate with you what's deep inside and what is hurtful. And he or she does need to communicate that. So don't toughen up, because it's not about toughening up. Something is happening at school that this child is paralyzed. So find out what it is. That's first. First and foremost. And please, parents, there's no reason that we don't talk to the other parents. I know we try to vilify and stigmatize these parents that have a child that is a bully. Could be me. I mean, I could have a child that bullies. Sure. And the only thing is not to be embarrassed about it and to say, let's put these two parents together and talk. Because often it's a little thing that escalates very quickly. But in high school, it's a different story already. When it's elementary, that's my advice. When it's in high school, we're already talking that most of the parents can't seem to talk to the other parent, and that the educators, that it's already escalated at a level that the child will miss school. So if your child misses school a lot, there is a problem. 160,000 a day in the United States.
You coined the term active witness.
Yes.
What is that?
I love that word because the kids seem to understand it. We are all bystanders. That's what we just said, right? We saw it happening at school. Did we stand up for these kids? No, because when we did, even back then, we would have been the next target.
You get marked.
Yeah, you get marked. So my advice is you don't, and I'm going to tell you why. You don't. The kid has a friend. So if I'm standing there in a group watching, I have at least 3 friends watching with me. So if I walk away, my 3 friends will walk away. It's like a sort of, you know. And the momentum, the bully needs the momentum. And you're going to ask me, but how can parents or students help when it's on cyberbullying? Because you can't walk away. And my answer is you can, because that one little post where you say, please stop, this is not nice, she or he is my friend, and do not share the picture, other people start discussing it too and say, well, it wasn't really nice what you did. But if it's only about laughter and humiliation, then somehow our culture has changed in a way that everyone pitches in into the humiliation. But when one steps out, it's actually
the
amazing.
others will follow.
It actually happens.
But you need a leader.
And the bully stands there alone going, huh, what just happened to me?
Yeah. I like
And this
that.
happens on social media too. I've tried it, by the way, because there's a new thing with young girls of 14, and it's called a lot of slut shaming. And I know it's a word that, but it's out there among the teens. And it's just because you look really nice. And so if a girl looks really nice and you're 14, it's apparently not very good. And you get really bullied for it online. And all you have to say is...
So you're suggesting that if somebody, if a child sees something online that they think is being mean to another kid, to go online and say, I don't, you shouldn't be doing that.
You shouldn't be doing that.
Address it.
It's the
Address
strength
it
in numbers.
immediately.
Yeah, strength in numbers. Yeah.
And then you'll probably get a lot of likes from that comment, the person that is standing up.
Enormously. When I do it,
friend.
I try to explain it too. I mean, I try to explain what is happening in the picture, or that it's not always what we're seeing.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Well, I like that. I thought we got some very useful information, and as we're heading into the school year, things parents should talk about with their children. Gabriella van Rij, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Activist in bullying.
And there is your book. It's called With All of My Might. With All My Might. And how can we get a...
Amazon, easiest way.
All right, very good.
Okay.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
It is time right now to wake up and win. You ready to do that? Here is the question.